I'm Jack Zimmerman. I'm a dad and a father to 2 little boys and a husband to my wife, Megan.
I'm a caregiver, a mom, and a wife. My son William is 6, and my son Benjamin is 4.
I served in the Army, served with the 101st Airborne Division in Afghanistan, where I stepped on a IED that resulted in me losing both of my legs and severely wounding both my arms. When I first came home, my first waking moments was in the hospital room, and at that point I had to figure out what the rest of my life was going to be like. And I had to go figure out what the world was going to look like to me now. A world that was made for people that aren't always in a wheelchair.
The first year was really, really hard. 4 to 5 times a day doing wound care, trying to get those injuries healed up. I had so many dreams and aspirations of how I thought my life would look like, and truthfully, all of that came crashing down.
It's really hard as a human being not to be able to move freely, you know? But what I realized was that I had to make a choice at that point that I was not going to let an IED define the rest of my life. I still had dreams, and I still had goals, and I still had a vision of what I wanted to be someday. My wife is my caregiver, and I can't imagine a life without her. She's been by my side since day one. The first time I got in my wheelchair, she was the one that picked me up out of my bed and set me into my wheelchair. There's just so many different things that she helps me out with over the course of the day. She's there for wound care. You know, it's like with this hand, it's hard to do care in my left arm here and my elbow. She's not only my caregiver, but she's caregiver to everyone. Everything that you can imagine a mom would do, plus more.
It takes a lot of organization. It takes a lot of planning. I make a priority list every day when I wake up because it helps me to be the best mom and wife and caregiver that I can be at any given time.
It really helps us to be able to develop a routine in our lives. You know, we wake up at the same time every morning, knowing our kids need to be off to school at the same time. We need to give ourselves enough time in the morning to not only care for ourselves, but to care for our children.
Having a schedule allows me to give adequate time to each person that I'm trying to take care of.
We didn't know what it was going to be like to have children. We didn't know if we'd fit the role of every other parent. I had to try a lot of different things. I had to figure out what was the best possible way for me to become dad.
It was so much trial and error for us before we realized what was going to work specifically for us. Jack cannot participate in folding laundry with one hand. He can't participate in making dinners with one hand. When we first had the kids and they were young, it didn't work for Jack to change the kids on the changing table. He couldn't get up close enough with his wheelchair. And we learned that doing it just on a bed or on the floor was so much easier for him.
I had to figure out how to get my kid into a car seat, you know, and get him strapped in. I still take my kids to school, but instead of walking them to the door, we rolled to the door.
It was important for us to find roles that worked specifically for Jack so that he could still be the dad that he wanted to be to our children. Jack has surprised me in so many ways as being a father. Anything that our boys ask him to do, he finds a way to do it. Whether that's going out and playing baseball with them or t-ball with them, he's able to help out with putting pajamas on or bedtime routine. He makes it work, and our boys love nothing more than having that special time with Dad.
Good job, Benjamin. I look at my whole family as a team. I look at Mom and Dad as the leaders of our family, and the kids also play an important role in our family as well. As long as everybody contributes, that's what really matters at the end of the day. My kids are able to keep in the front of their mind all the time that their dad has different needs than maybe a lot of other kids' dads. The boys are always really good about telling their friends, like, hey, keep your shoes out of the doorway. Hey, keep stuff out of the walkway for my dad to roll through, you know, and stuff like that. But it's incredible at the age that they're at, that how much care and compassion they can show me.
Me and my little brother, Benny, we help him, like, sometimes Dad gets a pain on his leg, and then I just kind of rub it around. I feel happy. I like to help them a lot.
Giving them an opportunity to be a part of my care and be a part of my recovery is the greatest joy in the world. It's okay to ask for help. It's not a sign of weakness. When I go and I ask somebody to open a door for me, I invite them onto my team. I know that they're helping me get to whatever it is that I'm trying to achieve.
The number one thing that I have learned as a caregiver is to ask for help. I have a couple of really great friends, other caregivers that I'm able to call just to check in. They know exactly what I'm going through and the challenges that I'm facing. And the way that I feel after getting off those phone calls, I feel like someone understands me. So I would say to any new caregiver, there are so many resources for caregivers out there. Go online, look for these caregiver communities. You have to have that support and you have to find your person.
Being a caregiver can be an incredibly tough job. I try to give her time as well, to go and do her self-care.
When I have that time to recharge, I'll go and sit on the deck, have a cup of coffee, read my book, and just breathe. Being able to give myself that space allows me to completely reset myself and to be the best version of myself for everybody that I'm trying to help.
If we don't take care of ourselves, we can't give our best to the people around us that really count on us the most every day. Sunday is our family day. That's the day that we all go to my parents' house and we all sit around, we socialize, and that's kind of my chance to reset, refocus, and find peace with myself. And Monday morning, you're back at it, you're ready to attack those things that you set on the shelf. Whatever it is that you're trying to do, we're all gonna face adversity in life, but if we attack it with a good attitude, you can overcome anything. With a bad attitude, you can't overcome anything. And that's the difference in life. I've had to deal with things that I never imagined I'd have to deal with in my life. I lost my best friend in Afghanistan, and as I'm going through those hard times, I lean harder and harder on my family. I take my kids to the park more, and I enjoy spending time with them because I know those guys would want me to live this life, and I know those guys would want to be living here this life too. So it's important for me to get out of bed every day and go make the best out of every day. We don't ever know what tomorrow's going to look like, but we can adapt to whatever's thrown at us.
No matter what we're going through, big or small, we're there to support each other.